RadStreetDaily. Guys, I have a sad story. I was driving my Celica, and one of the things you're not supposed to drive impaired. I wasn't driving drunk. I was just driving impaired. I was tired, and it so happened that when I was driving, I kind of, have a little damage here in the Celica. As you see, I'm working on it at the moment, but now I have given myself more work to do. It's one of those things, but anyways, it's a good day because today we're gonna be doing the suspension on the car anyways, because I can't let that hold me back. So if anything, I'm gonna repair it myself, and let me just show you the damage that happened. This is what happened. Driving home at 3 o'clock in the morning, I was really tired. I should have pulled over and rest, but this is a sign of, like, if you drive impaired, things like this can happen. It could be much worse. So this is a life lesson for me because it never happened to me before. But as you can see, now I gotta take that damage out. You can see the vinyl and wrap is all damaged, but the thing is about it, this is to show you. So what have happened is I fell asleep and I drift off a little bit and hit a side guardrail, and this is the damage from it. To show you, yeah, it's sad. I know it's sad, but I made it, and I'm okay. I'm well, and I'm not gonna make it bother me. It just showed me that I should be more careful, and if I'm tired, I need to pull over. And it's the first time this ever happened to me, but it's one of those. Lesson to me: never drive impaired. Also, to you guys, if you're tired, pull over. If I was driving my 240, as you see, is back there, I'm not as upset that it happened to this car, but if it happened to that one, yeah, I would be very pissed off at myself. But I'm not too upset about this one because this is just my trial and error car, the car that I'm actually working with, practicing on, teaching myself new things, and it's one of those life lessons, but just take this last lesson from me: don't drive impaired, don't drive tired, drunk, because what happened is I was driving, came up to the light, and as I came up to the light, remember being at the light, then make a left turn, go around the right bend, and going up under the bridge, and that's all I remembered. All I remember is like a big bang, and I woke up and I was like, oh yeah, I need to get home. And so yeah, it wasn't a good feeling, but I was like, thank God I'm alive, and it was His grace and mercy that kept me, and it was a sign to say, hey, you need to stop driving when you're tired. And yeah, but anyways, watch this video, tell me what you think. Thank you for watching, and thank you for joining, and I hope that this video will be more inspirational to you guys, and just enjoy. All right. some information for you. So what I'm gonna be using to do this little performance upgrade. Got some 1-inch spacers for the hub, bolts right on. So to there, boom. Wow, this stuck right on. But anyways, I got these from eBay. Nobody's sponsoring this video, so as you can see, these are factory springs, and these are the Megan springs. They are literally significantly different height. Reason why I went with Megan's these things because, you know, they're very cheap. They're not that, you know, you get for what you paid for, right? And these, you know, they're very soft. This is actually gonna lower me down 2 inches. Lower me down 2 more inches. Also more stiffer, and might be a little more of a bouncy ride. But I am using the same factory OEM strut, because there's nothing wrong with the strut. It's perfectly fine. It's just that whenever I'm driving, it just feels unstable sometimes, you know, going over bumps and stuff like that. So I was like, all right. Did the same setup on my 240 before, way back when I had the I just got the car. I did the same thing on the car, and it performed pretty well. I did actually upgraded the strut that time, but there was no difference in travel, like rebounds and stuff like that. And then I had a SRT4, and I did the same thing, new strut and new springs. And when I did that, I launched the car and popped a brand new strut. So, you know, that car was pushing over 364 horsepower. So at the same time, like, you know, it doesn't make sense to replace the strut all the time if they're actually good. So, because if I didn't get the spacers, then they'll have more of a body roll, and then it will be like tucked underneath the car, which I don't like that look. Out a little bit further out, and it'll actually look a little bit better. Not only that, I have an adjustable adjustable upper control arm that could actually mess with the camera a little bit. I updated that a few months ago, and yeah. So hope you enjoyed this little tune-up on the suspension, and enjoy. That's it for today. I'm gonna play around with it a little bit, and I'm gonna work on this damage here in the front. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for watching, and as I continue to work on this car, like I said, it's a project car, and actually, you know, I'm trying to do what I can. So thank you for watching, and subscribe, like, and it's your boy at RadStreetDaily. Peace.